Welcome back to Comic Issues Daily, where we dive into the biggest stories in comics, news, and collectibles. This week, today from yesterday, we got some cancellations, surprises, new adaptations, and some eye-popping market sales. So let's jump right in. But before we do that, just a reminder that we are supporting Brandon from Mon Comics. Two Sundays ago, he and his family lost their house in a house fire. Here's the GoFundMe information for those that want to support that. Click on the link. You can go support Brandon and his family with everything that they have going on. All right, so let's jump into the stories. That's why you're here. All right, and the first story we got today is from Marvel fans. Got a surprise this week when Bleeding Cool reported that Wonder Man was quickly pulled from the Marvel's December 2025 solicitations. The book has been listed for release, but Marvel has now removed it from the official shipping schedule without explanation. No word yet on whether this is just a delay, a rescheduling, or an outright cancellation, but it raises questions about Marvel's confidence in spotlighting the character in print. What makes the timing especially curious is that Wonder Man's live-action Disney Plus series is set to premiere this December, just as the comic was supposed to launch. The show wrapped filming back in April of 2024 after strike delays and is confirmed as an 8-episode run under Marvel's Spotlight banner. It seems odd that Marvel would pull the comic so close to streaming debut when synergy between page and screen usually drives sales. Wonder Man was first introduced in Avengers number 9 from 1964 and has long had a rocky history sustaining solo titles, though is a staple in Avengers lore. Pulling the book now might mean Marvel is retooling it to line up more closely with the show, or it could be a sign that priorities have shifted internally. What do you think? Is Marvel making a smart move here? Or did they miss a golden opportunity to use the show to push Simon Williams back into the comic spotlight? Let me know in the comments. And then DC's Birds of Prey will soon be coming to an end. As Bleeding Cool reports, the current series is set to conclude with issue number 28 this December, marking the latest shakeup in DC publishing slate. Solicitations from the month make it clear this will be the final issue, closing out a run that spotlighted some of DC's most iconic women heroes. The current volume launched in 2023 under writer Kelly Thompson and artist Leonardo Romero, quickly generating buzz for his bold lineup instead of sticking to just the traditional trio of Oracle, Black Canary, and the Huntress. This version featured Black Canary, Harley Quinn, Big Barda, Cassandra Cain, and Zealot, a mix of classic Bird members and fresh, unexpected additions. Thompson's scripting and Romero's stylized action sequences helped the book stand apart, drawing praise for high-energy storytelling. Still, the series struggles to maintain consistent sales momentum, and with DC's constant reshuffling of titles, its end doesn't come as a total surprise. Fans of the team are already speculating that this isn't the last we'll see of the Birds. Whether it's another relaunch, a mini-series, or as part of a crossover event, this title has historically cycled through cancellation and revival since its first debut in the late 90s. What do you think? Did this latest Bird of Prey line up quick for you, or do you prefer the more traditional cast? Share your thoughts. All right, and then Marvel has confirmed that Magik will come to an end with issue number 10, scheduled for release this December. As first reported by Bleeding Cool, the Solicits text lists the issue as the final, closing the door on Illyana Rasputin's solo run, at least for now. The news is disappointing for fans who've enjoyed seeing Marvel spotlighting the mutant sorceress, but this ending isn't just about low sales or shifting priorities. The cancellation ties directly into Marvel's next big X-Men shakeup. In early 2026, the entire X line is heading into a 3-month Age of Revelation event During that time, most of the active mutant titles will either pause or conclude, including Magik. While that means Ileana won't have a solo book on shelves during the event, the creative team, writer Ashley Allen and artist German Peralta, is expected to return for new projects once the dust settles. Bleeding Cool notes that issue 10 ends on some cliffhangers, leaving open questions about Ileana's faith. There are hints that she may take on an even bigger role during Age of Revelations, possibly embracing her dark child side and stepping into the Marvel Universe's magical hierarchy in a way we haven't seen before. It looks less like a hard stop and more like a pivot towards something bigger in 2026. What do you think? Is Marvel making the right move by folding Magik into a larger event instead of keeping her solo book going? Or should she have had the chance to develop her own corner of the universe longer? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And then DC's absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman is delivering some of the biggest twists yet in the publishing news event line. As Bleeding Cool reports, the latest issue drops two huge reveals that reshape how readers see both Superman and Wonder Woman in this alternate history continuity. For Superman, the series leans hard into reimagining his mythos, teasing revelations about his legacy and his place within the absolute universe that challenge the familiar role he usually occupies. At the same time, Wonder Woman undergoes a transformation that taps into her mythological roots in a way that could redefine her future in this line. Batman remains the center of the action too, with teases that his story will eventually intersect with both heroes in a way that could shift the balance of the absolute timeline. The Absolute imprint has been marketed as DC's attempt at delivering epic, definitive stories outside of mainline continuity, and this issue provides that promise. It wasn't just hype. By taking bold swings at how their bigger icons are defined, DC is setting the stage for readers to either embrace or debate this universe as a true alternate version. And it's not really an alternate version. It's more like it's the yin to the yang of dark side in the universe, I believe. How do you feel about the DC shaking up the foundation of their three biggest heroes in one series in the Absolute imprint? Are you enjoying the ride, or do you prefer your Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman untouched by multiversal experimentation? Share your reaction in the comments. And then Dark Horse Comics is expanding the world of Witcher with a brand new mini-series. As Game Radar reports, The Witcher Bloodstone will launch on January 28th, 2026 and span 4 issues. Once again, bringing Geralt of Rivia into a story steeped in horror and folklore. This time, the White Wolf is drawn into the Darwin mines where workers have gone missing and rumors of ancient, bloodthirsty creatures haunt the tunnels. The creative team is stacked with fresh talent. Daniel Friedman will script. Pius Bach is handling the art. And Osman, hello, sorry, I'm terrible with names sometimes, is on the lettering. Together, they're exploring a darker, more claustrophobic kind of Witcher story, leaning into Dwarven history and the cursed legends tied to their underground world. Fans of the games and novels will recognize the themes of moral grayness and folklore-inspired horror that have defined Geralt's adventures, but the Dwarven angle promises something distinct. This marks the latest in Dark Horse's long-running collaboration with CD Projekt Red, which has produced a string of Witcher comics since 2014. Each of these series has added layers to Geralt's lore while exploring corners of the continent the games and Netflix shows only hint at. Bloodstone continues the tradition while bringing a new voice to keep the storytelling sharp and surprising. Will you pick up The Witcher Bloodstone when it hits shelves in 2026? And what kind of monster do you think Geralt will be facing in the mines? Let me know your theories in the comments. And then Pamela Anderson is returning to the world of Barbed Wire, but this time she's behind the camera. As Entertainment Weekly reported, Anderson has launched her own production company and one of his first projects is a television reboot of Dark Horse's comic character she made famous in 1996 movie. While she won't reprise the role of Barbara Kaptitsky, she'll serve as an executive producer with her sons Brandon Thomas Lee and Dylan Jagger Lee, who are also attached to the project. The original barbed wire comic, created by Chris Warner in 1994, told the story of a nightclub owner and mercenary trying to survive in Steel Harbor, a dystopian city rife with crime and corruption. The 1996 film adaptation leaned into Anderson's star power but flopped at the box office, quickly becoming a cult curiosity rather than the launchpad for a new franchise. This new TV series is being pitched as a more faithful adaptation of the comic's gritty tone, giving the property a second chance to connect with the audience. To tie into the reboot, Dark Horse will release a barbed wire compendium in February of 2026, reprinting the classic issues for both longtime fans and newcomers who may discover the character through the show. Is part of a larger trend for 90s comics being revisited for modern audiences. And Anderson's involvement suggests this is more than just a nostalgia cash-in. It's a chance for her to reframe the character's legacy on her own terms. What do you think? Is the world ready for barbed wire to make a comeback? And would you check out a series that leans more into the original comic book roots? Share your thoughts in the comments. And then we're going to mix some culture here. The Metropolitan Opera is taking a bold step into comic book culture. As the New Yorker reported, the Met's upcoming 2025 season will feature a brand new opera based on Michael Chabon's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Amazing Adventures of Kavalier and Clay. The story follows cousin Joe Kavalier and Sam Clay as they create a superhero during the golden age of comics, all while navigating love, loss, and the turmoils of World War II. The creative team is an impressive mix of contemporary voices. Composer Mason Bates, The Evolution of Steve Jobs, the librettist Gene Shear, Moby Dick and the American Tragedy, are collaborating with director Phelim McDermott, known for staging that blends opera with multimedia visuals. That means audiences can expect the heightened drama of opera fused with comic-inspired imagery, bridging two art forms that don't usually share a stage. Chabon's novel has long been considered one of the definitive works capturing the golden age of comics and its impact on American identity. Bringing it to the opera stage elevates those themes in a way that underscores the cultural weight comics now hold, not just in pop culture, but in fine art. It's a signal that the world of superheroes and high opera aren't as far apart as they may seem. Would you check out an opera based on comic-inspired novels? And do you think this could open the door for more comics to be reimagined in the unexpected art forms? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me check the chat real quick. Hello, Nina Bino. Hello, how are you doing? And then we got this week's Shakers report from CovrPrice. This is this week's daily Shakers report, highlighting just how strong the comic market remains across both golden age keys and modern rarities. And this was the daily Shakers report from yesterday. Leading the charge was Batman #5 from 1941, which moved in a CGC 8.5 for nearly $16,000. It's a reminder that Golden Age Batman continues to command top dollar whenever high-grade copies surface. Another massive sale came from Incredible Hulk #3 from 1962, which landed nearly a $20 or $12,000 price tag in CGC 9.0. For Silver Age collectors, that's an impressive benchmark showing Hulk's early appearance remained highly sought after. But it wasn't just the headliners making waves. Golden Age oddities like Catman Comics #8 from 1943 and Venus #15 from 1951 show strong demand, while Journey into Mystery 83 from 1962, the very first appearance of Thor, fetched $3,399 in a lowly CGC 1.0. That sale proves that even entry-level grades of big key issues will find eager buyers at serious prices. Bronze and Copper Age favorites also had their moment. Detective Comics 411 from 1971, the first appearance of Talia al Ghul, landed just under $1,800 in a CGC 9.4. Meanwhile, a raw FM copy of Incredible Hulk 181 from 1974, Wolverine's first full cover appearance slash it's in controversy with 180 for first appearance, since he is in the full back page of 180. Wolverine's debut, albeit with the infamous missing value stamp, still brought in $1,600. Add to the Fantastic Four #6 from 1962 and Green Lantern #7 from 1961, both posting strong four-figure sales, and you got evidence of steady demand across multiple eras. Even modern books are shaking things up. A raw copy of Batman #1 from just this month, from 2025, Jorge Jimenez blind bag gold foil 1 in 1,000 variant sold for $1,100, showing that collectors are treating high ratio variants as instant blue chip commodities. The mix of sales this week proves that the market isn't just about one age or one character. Golden Age classics, Silver Age keys, Bronze Age debuts, and even brand new Batman issues are holding collectors' attention. Do you think the Batman blind bag one, the gold foil, is going to drop a lot in price, or you think it's going to hold that? Let me know. And which of these sales stand out to you most? Would it be the Golden Age, Batman Grails, or chasing something like the modern M&S gold foil? Drop your comments in the chat, and we got some more comments. I'm doing very well, Nina. Thank you for asking. And then before we wrap up, I would like to say I did have an interview yesterday on my live stream Comic Channel Origins, and that was with Durs from Collecting with Durs. If you haven't checked that out, please do. We talked about the origin of his YouTube channel and how he grew it and the way he does things on YouTube. And this Sunday coming up at 6 p.m. Central, I will be interviewing Brian LCS, the creator of the Comic Book Community Awards on YouTube, and talking to him about his YouTube channel and what he has done. And that will be this upcoming Sunday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm always doing this daily comic issues daily, so please check that out. And that's going to wrap it up for this yesterday's recap of Comic Issues Daily. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the show, and subscribe if you don't want to miss tomorrow's or today's breakdown tomorrow. And as always, today's episode is sponsored by Ron's Comic Closet. Head over to Ron's Comic Closet and use code IHaveIssues at checkout to get 20% off your first purchase. Because here at Comic Issues Daily, we bring you more than the Bugle. We bring you more news than the Bugle or the Planet. All right.